Today we are going to try to talk a little bit about menopause because we treat quite a lot of people with menopause. Obviously, there are a lot of women who are dealing with menopause symptoms that are not fun. I recently heard of a book called What Kind of Hell Is This? Written about perimenopause and menopause, explaining some of the signs and symptoms that women can go through. So we just wanted to kind of dive into what are signs and symptoms that are regularly seen during menopause. What are some treatments, natural treatments that we can do to help with menopause? What are the typical treatments that are normally given through your medical doctor? And just kind of underlying conditions and things that can make menopause symptoms worse. So I'm here, Dr. Tanya O'Brien, with Dr. Hallie Armstrong from the
Hi,
States.
everyone.
I'm from Canada,
And I'm
for
from the States.
those of you who don't know. So we just want to dive in. I just kind of wanted to start just talking about some of the signs and symptoms. And I think most people know, menopause normally, some of the first things that people think about are hot flashes. And, these hot flashes can happen during the day, they can happen at night. They vary in frequency and severity. Some people have them, maybe 10 times a day. Some people might only have one or two a day. Some people might wake up at night sweating to the point that they have to change their nightgown and their beds. And some people might just wake up and be a little bit hot and just remove the sheet. So any form of getting hot, kind of in those hot flashes is normally part of that kind of perimenopause and menopause. Some of the other symptoms are irritability. This is one that's not really talked a lot about. Irritability. So a lot of women, because your hormones are changing so much and fluctuating, that kind of intenseness, or the maybe the dog barking a lot or your husband saying something you really don't want to hear, will just kind of irritate you more, and you won't be able to handle it as much because you're in more of a heightened state. And again, your hormones are changing so much, they can make us more irritable. Dryness, so vaginal dryness is a big part of this picture too. Low libido as well is another part of menopause. A lot of people, women struggle with. And then also depression. So a lot of women kind of get this more anxious and want to stay in more anxiety, kind of a depressed feeling that can happen a lot with menopause. So that's something that isn't talked about a lot. And I've had a lot of women who come in and just say, I'm not sure what's going on. I'm just not feeling like myself. And, I'm a little bit more anxious, and, I just don't feel my happy self anymore. And we kind of have to talk about, normally that can be a big part of kind of perimenopause and that whole transition and your hormones changing. So those are generally, weight gain as well as another part of that unfortunate picture. So not a fun time. Now, we always like to say that it doesn't have to be this way. Just because these signs and symptoms are part of some people's menopause story, it does not have to be everybody's. And there are some people who go through perimenopause and menopause without these signs and symptoms. And we always want to say that because it doesn't have to be that way. And when we work with people one-on-one or through groups, this is generally our way of trying to get to the point where you can have the least amount of these symptoms, and enjoy menopause more. So, Hallie, I'll give it to you. If I missed anything there, you can add it. And if you can go into some of the treatments that normally medically are given, and then some of the natural ones, that'd be fantastic as well.
Absolutely. And I think that's such a great overview of all these things that could be menopause. And just to kind of clarify quickly and wrap that up of what you were saying, I heard you talk about a couple things, perimenopause and menopause. I just want to define that quickly. Menopause is you haven't had your period for 1 year. That's the definition of menopause. So it's pausing your menarche. But the perimenopause is any time around that time. So, menopause, the average age is 52 for women in the United States, but I have people who are going through menopause way earlier than 52
Mhm.
and way later. And now with our advancements in the medical field, we have more and more people getting hysterectomies, or people who are choosing to remove their uterus or ovaries or both or some. So they are chemically inducing menopause when earlier than the average age of 52. So this whole realm is a new beginning for us women in our really late 30s to I have some people in our late 50s. So it's a big wide range that can encompass this perimenopause menopause issue. So that's what I wanted to make sure that we know what they are, what
Mhm.
we're talking about. And the things that are really important and are so exciting is that we get to um, be able to test where you are. We no longer have to guess because I know that when I was growing up, all my friends would talk about, I know my mom's going through menopause. My mom's going through menopause. But now that we are at that age, we talk about, when was that? Because that was a long time when mom was crabby, right? And so now we have the advancements in medicine that we can test your hormones via the blood, via the saliva, via urine, and symptoms. So there's a lot of ways that we don't have to guess whether are you gaining weight because your thyroid is off, or are you gaining weight because your hormones, your estrogen and progesterone are completely out of balance. And so now we can really dig deep into, we have a questionnaire and we can understand, with is it more progesterone or more estrogen? Or again, we can draw your blood. We can use some of these functional medicine tests. I get a lot of questions about the Dutch test. We
Mhm.
use that. We incorporate your genetics. So we understand how
Mhm.
you're detoxing extra estrogen or not enough estrogen or too much testosterone.
Mhm.
We often don't think that women want testosterone, but as we age and as our hormones are changing into this menopausal time period in our lives, all of these symphony of hormones play into one another, including our stress hormones, our cortisol,
Mhm.
our thyroid, all these things are playing into one another. So that's kind of a background that I always tell any of my patients. Anything that I'm missing there, Tanya?
No, that was good. Yeah, I wanted to hit on that cortisol, thyroid, those whole other that can be very similar, and sometimes they can be underlying things that can make those menopause symptoms or that transition even harder. But that's great.
Yeah, exactly. And then one other thing you touched on, Tanya, is that this idea, I mean, that it can be enjoyable. And I think
Mhm.
you explained this so well, Tanya. But one time when I was going through a hard time, you told me as a friend, but I'm so thankful that you are a practitioner as well because of your knowledge. And you said to me, cocoon, Hallie. And
Mhm.
if you are new here, just to kind of let you in on a little bit of my personality, I'm very extroverted. I love socialization. I love to be with my friends and family, and I'm very outgoing normally. So that was one of the hardest tasks for me to do is to cocoon in and do more yoga and do more meditation. And I'm so grateful that while I was going through that tough time, which hormones did play a key into that
Mhm.
tough time of lower mood and lower energy. But you kept reminding me, cocoon in, and then a butterfly will come out. And
Mhm.
I really appreciate that advice because that often can be applicable to people going through the menopausal phase of
Mhm.
life, because it's a time where we can really reflect on what we want as women. And we as a society, we have a lot of expectations put on us, whether they're put on us by ourselves, which is usually the case now, or outside pressures. But this time period in our lives, we're usually not, changing diapers, and we can have the opportunity. Our kids are a little bit more independent. So we can get a full night's sleep, and we can really take this opportunity as thinking of it a new time to be a new kind of blossomed, more improved yourself. So I
Mhm.
want also to shift that phase of like this idea that this is so awful because of all those
Mhm.
symptoms that you listed. I mean, those are
Mhm.
not fun. Don't
Mhm.
get me wrong. Hot flash and not wanting to have sex anymore and being irritable all the time is not fun. However, if those symptoms happen, a couple things that we can do naturally. Number one, stay hydrated, exercise, take
Mhm.
care of yourself.
Mhm.
Do the things that you know are right.
Mhm.
Resist that craving of a huge amount of chocolates,
Mhm.
with donuts, with a glass of wine, with Xanax to keep, to calm
The,
your nerves.
and the fishbowl glass of wine, right? Let's avoid
Yeah,
those.
right. So
Not good for
try
your
to
hormones, right?
exactly, exactly. So the things that we all know innately, try to do that. Get a good night's sleep. Talk to a friend who is supportive, or your spouse. Exercise, get out in nature,
Mhm.
actually eat vegetables and protein, right? Deep breathe, write in a
Yes.
journal. All
Mhm.
of these things that we know that are
Mhm.
self-care, but we often don't take time to do it. Start
Yes.
there. 100% that will make a difference if you just start there. If you need
Mhm.
help with that, reach out to us. We have reset programs, we have detox programs, we have clean eating. We can help you get started with that. If you've got that under control, you really have done, taken sugar out for Lent, or really worked in that exercise, or really worked on yourself, sleep hygiene, these kinds of things. Next steps could be a lot of just simple, natural things that you can add into your diet. We have a protocol called the seed protocol that helps to balance hormones. If you're interested in that, reach out. We can send it to you. It's using different types of seeds to balance your hormones. We can use different teas. We can
Mhm.
use different herbs depending on what your symptoms are.
Mhm.
Then, if that isn't enough, we can use bioidentical hormone replacement therapy. I've partnered with a medical doctor, or a DO, Dr. Colleen Kennedy, here in Michigan. I'm in downtown Rochester, and together as a team, we create a protocol specifically for you, using specific data points like your symptoms, like your blood work, like a Dutch test, something along these lines, so we know exactly what we're doing and how to help, what is specifically for you. So if you're interested in any of those, reach out. We are offering right now a free 15-minute phone consult. And this is pretty exciting because our hourly rate is $300 per hour, but it in an unusually, because we're in the United States, insurance doesn't cover it, which is
Mhm.
craziness.
Yeah.
However, right now we're just offering this for a limited time, but make sure, if you have any questions at all, give our office a call and book an appointment with us. Free 15 minutes. We're talking to one of us. We're walking you through what would make sense for you. So our phone number, I'm going to write it in the comments, but just to wrap it up, because I know that everyone's time is very valuable, our phone number is 248-299-1892. You push number 2, you'll talk to the front desk, probably Jamie. She's wonderful, but anyone that you talk to is wonderful. They will book you a free 15-minute phone consult. Just tell them that you want to discuss your hormones. And we have a great questionnaire. I can walk you through it, and we can decide if, the seed protocol would be perfect for you, or do you need something more like a bioidentical hormone consult? And we can guide you through, or maybe you need a detox or a reset. So again,
Mhm.
that phone number, 248-299-1892. It's the Family Medicine Office of Colleen Kennedy. It's an integrative family medicine office. We have nurse practitioners, we have physician's assistants, we have naturopathic doctors, we're getting a massage therapist. So we're really excited. We're right in downtown Rochester. You don't need to live in Michigan. You can just, call us from wherever and we can get you in the right direction. It's still free. So give us a call and let us know, or just reach out via comments or email and let us know questions, and we can get those questions answered for you. What did
Yeah.
I miss, Tanya? I want to
Well,
make sure that we're
I
wrapping it
think
up.
that's, yeah, I think that was perfect. I think just our main thing that we want to say is a menopause and perimenopause doesn't have to be this hell. It can be this beautiful time. And I really love that picture. And I use that a lot with patients all the time. And I say, sometimes during menopause, we have to kind of cocoon in and get back into what do we need and what do we love. It's a time where, especially if you were a mother, you finally get to focus on that again and get back to those things so that once you kind of blossom, those wings just kind of fly and you can have this beautiful butterfly effect. And that's what menopause should be, not a shameful, painful, really bad period. So we're here to help to try to make that happen as easy as possible. So thanks,
All right.
everybody.
Have a good one. Bye bye for now.